Positive Yogis. It's Amber Carnes from Body Positive Yoga, and I'm here today with Valerie, who is behind Big Gal Yoga. You've probably seen her on Tumblr and Instagram and places all around the internet. And so I'm really excited to get to talk to you today, Valerie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for your time and for talking to our little community here. First, I was wondering if you would just tell me your yoga story. How did you find yoga? How long have you been practicing? And what keeps you coming back? How's it intertwined, maybe like with the way you feel about your body, stuff like that?
Well, I started yoga at my university, and I, s- I had wanted to do yoga back when I was like a freshman in college, but I kind of just blew it off, and I just kind of wanted to do it just because. But eventually, a handful of years down the line, my best friend had taken the class, and it reminded me that I wanted to take it. So I decided to take one of the classes there, and um, I was really excited for it, and I was excited even though I was struggling in the first day, that I had a good time doing it. And I think eventually during one of the classes when I had come in like really frustrated, and I felt finally I went through like the whole flow and stuff, and I felt really calm afterwards. So I've kind of felt like that was kind of the best. I felt like there was like a connection there with me with it. So I kind of just kept doing it, and then it was very casual still. And then eventually did got like Groupon, and I went to one of my local yoga studios, and I started going there, and I really liked it. And yeah, eventually it was just kind of very off and on. And then eventually I kind of started. I started I started my Tumblr for because my friend had asked me to be a maid of honor, and I kind of wanted to start that. I wasn't. It wasn't. I had set my intention of like not like losing a ton of weight, but I would do it through kind of like casually do through yoga and stuff. So that's kind of how I started off with my yoga journey.
Cool. A lot of folks have been inspired by you being visible online, practicing yoga as a bigger woman, as a woman of color. Can you talk a little bit about maybe why you do that, why you're visible, and if you think why diverse bodies are important to be seen in yoga?
I mean, also, yeah, when I did start, I was trying to find, it was very difficult for me to find people who were bigger. I actually found you, like, when I first started, and to, like, find a good, like, modification for the sun salutations. But besides that, it was very minimal. And so I think that was also when I made my Tumblr for that, that I wanted to be, because I know I eventually, I also saw a site called, like, the Big Girls Life, the Big Girls Guide to Life, like it was a blog, and I kind of was inspired by that. So I kind of wanted to do that for myself. And then, I mean, there is sometimes in through when I see through yoga that like it is very black and white, like kind of literally. So sometimes it's very I'm half Filipino, half Mexican, and I don't see um that many Asians or that many Mexicans, but I'm still kind of like in a way representing women of color, even though I've been very embraced by a lot of maybe like the black yogis, and it's really great and awesome. But I also like want to encourage more of like other women of color, different ethnicities to try yoga for themselves. And I've come from like different communities of people who talk to me about eating disorders, like not just whether being a big person with an eating disorder, but someone who's gone through like anorexia or bipolar or bulimia. And they've asked me like how do I find my confidence, and they seem very very inspired, and just very happy that I'm even trying myself out there. And
Yeah, for sure. Um, So, as you've been visible online in photos, you've posted pictures of yourself in various states of undress, yoga clothes, your underwear, little yoga shorts and stuff like that. And I know you've probably gotten some negative feedback about your body from time to time. How do you deal with the haters on the internet?
um, when I first started, started on Tumblr, and kind of there is like a very safe place, and so I never really got. really any haters there, and it was kind of easy to like kind of get by. And I've only get like the one message, and they're like, "Oh, you're fat." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fat." So, so that was like the very extent to that. And I knew that on Facebook would be very. I've seen a lot of the comments on people who would share some of my stuff, and you would get like the whole long list of like people just like negative comments about talking about how I eat and assuming all these things. And it's just like they can say all they want, but like they literally don't know me. And like recently, the one who was irritating me on Instagram is like the way she was talking, it was just like she's talking like she knows me, but I don't, like, you don't know me, like you barely know me. So
Right.
it's just like how could she assume that like of anything of me and the way I live? So I
Yeah.
kind of just brushed it off because I just no one knows me. Like I still am knowing, trying to know me, and it's like I just kind of mostly blow it off.
Yeah, definitely. So, tell me about what is one pose you love and one pose you totally hate.
um, Definitely mermaid. I like when I first tried that out. It was after like I really like pigeon, so trying that I thought it was just beautiful. And I love mermaids, so
Hmm.
and so I really love that pose. And but the pose that I loathe the most is like it's it's a tie between eagle and horse face.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's something about like a bind, like my arms binding.
wrapping. Yeah,
Yeah, like I can do it. Technically, I'm doing it, but like my boobs don't like it, and my arms don't like it. It's just like okay, it's not working.
right. I
And
hear
and
you.
horse face, it's like I tried like an hour trying to do that pose, and it just hurts so much. Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Um, so, what's one tip that you have for people who want to start and maintain a yoga practice? I know you have a really great resource for people that want to get started with yoga, and I'll be including that in the post where we share the video. But what's maybe one tip that you have for people that want to get started with yoga?
Um, Mostly I always have to remind people that you don't always have to be like strong or flexible to start, and which is very hard to like ingrain into their mind a lot. And I mostly just kind of like I have a Tumblr post of like how to get into yoga, and that's just like a list of uh, the sun salutations and a bunch of links to like YouTube's and also one to your link, and then a half a yoga practice and then more extra videos. So that's all I can really feel like I give
Mhm.
to like people want to start, because that's just how I kind of started, and I feel that's the most comfortable way to get into it without it being so, oh, let's do a really intense vinyasa flow. And it's just like and that's usually how it turns off people. So I just try to like something like ease people into it in a very gentle way.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. I think uh, I love what you said about that you don't have to be strong or flexible to start because I definitely when I'll tell my friends that I teach yoga or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I want to come to yoga, but I'm just not flexible." I'm like, "But you get flexible coming to yoga." So, it's kind of funny that circular backwards logic that people have. Like, so that's good advice.
Yeah.
So tell us what you have coming up that other folks can participate in, or something that you're excited about that you're working on, or what's going on in your life that's good.
At the moment, I'm kind of like a little busy right now. I'm an artist, so I'm doing my Bachelor of Fine Arts, and I know I have like an art show at the end. And I'm kind of it's been years working on it, so I really need to work on that. But yoga wise, I do near May. I was going to start planning. I wanted to like do a Bay Area like Instagram meetup,
Mm.
because the place where I used to practice yoga, it's a private community center, and just a ton of space, like 2 rooms that I could use. And I wanted to have like talking with one of my local yoga studios, and they said that they wanted to collab with me on that. So we're going to try to do a thing of like having a certain amount of people, and then having like maybe some classes taught, and then just it's just very up in the air still, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do that.
What you would give for anybody that's watching this video, what would you want to say to them?
Well, I guess I know it's always hard to like keep keep maintaining your practice and stuff, and we all get discouraged kind of things. But always try to keep like staying positive and no matter what, and try to keep finding like a motivation. I usually try to keep motivated by like trying to practice poses. That's usually how I stay motivated, where I want to keep practicing and then keeps me motivated to keep going. And also just the community of, especially the Instagram yogis, is just really awesome to keep encouraging. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, very cool. Well, thank you for posting your practice online. I know it's been a really big inspiration for me, and I love it when I see your images, and I love it when you post practicing on poses, especially like I know you've done videos on like compass pose and different things that like most people probably don't practice those poses a lot, and it's, you know, we get to see a lot of finished sort of perfect poses posted everywhere, but it's really cool to see that kind of progress of like, this is how I'm working on stuff, because I think that kind of stuff doesn't get posted a lot. So I just want to say personally, like, thanks for putting that out there.
Wow. Glad that people like it. Yeah. Because I know like sometimes when I posted photos, people like, when I was practicing handstand, people were always like assuming that I already knew how to do handstand. I was like, no, this is actually like a screen capture of me kind of getting into it. So I'd always have to like remind people that it was that I was like, I'm practicing it. I'm not there yet.
Right. So thank you so much for all your time today and for talking with our little community here. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you on the internet.
Yes, you have a great day.
All right. Thanks.